Hello, this is Derek from FS Pro with a review of TrackHat. TrackHat is a TrackIR competitor. It promises TrackIR functionality at 1/3 of the price. Can it deliver? Let's see. I've been toying with the idea of getting TrackIR 5 for ages. The pull has become stronger since I started flying helicopters, where the ability to maintain a good all-round view is really important. But the price has always put me off. I see TrackIR advertised for sale on eBay, usually around £80. But on top of that, you need to add post and packing, usually about £35 because the item comes from the US. Then the customs and excise man and the VAT man want their cut. Expect to pay almost double the original sale price. I also see used TrackIR units offered for sale on eBay. The ones that I've watched usually sell for £100 or more. There's clearly a demand, but it's a price I'm not willing to pay, especially because I'm not sure whether TrackIR is for me. So when I hear of a UK-based vendor offering the same functionality at 1/3 of that price, I'm intrigued. So intrigued that I decided to buy one. I ordered my TrackHat Clip on the 25th of May this year via the TrackHat website. I also ordered the PS3i camera. Ordering was simple and included the option of paying via PayPal, which I selected. During the ordering process, I was advised early on that orders were delayed by up to 3 days. Kudos to TrackHat for being upfront and transparent about that. 5 days later, my order arrived delivered by my local postman. The TrackHat Clip comes packed in a suitably large box sealed with a single strip of wide sellotape. Not sure how that would withstand the rigours of postie handling, but mine arrived safely. I think I'd be a little worried if I were ordering from outside the UK, where the package is likely to go through more robust handling. On opening the box, I'm faced with a set of instructions in an envelope and a couple of tape-sealed plastic bags. Thankfully, there's no finger-slashing blister pack to have to wrestle with here. The provided instructions are 3 pages long on 2 sheets of paper. More on these later. Next is the PS3i. This is a webcam that has had the infrared filter removed to make it work more successfully with TrackHat. It's a single unit with a long, thick USB cable attached. You'll probably want to mount this on top of your monitor, though doing so may not be easy as no means of attachment are included. I used Blue Tack, which worked great. The PS3i is a quality piece of hardware consistent with what you would expect from the manufacturer, Sony. Although the provided instructions said nothing about installing the PS3i, I decided to do this first. I set mine on top of my main monitor and plugged in the USB cable. Simple. The TrackHat Clip is a simple, angular device that appears to be constructed from some form of plastic. It's intended to be attached to the side of your headset, and 2 cable ties are provided for this exact purpose. The instructions show how to connect them. Simple stuff depending on your headset. I couldn't really find a way to attach the clip to my current favourite headset, the Plantronics Gamecom 788. Luckily, I have another headset that I use, a Turtle Beach Ear Force Z60, and I managed to attach it to that. The TrackHat Clip needs power to work. The power is provided via a USB cable. Simple to use, though having two cables dangling from your headset may prove problematic for some. The combination of an angular piece of plastic on one earpiece and an additional set of cabling makes wearing your headset somewhat more cumbersome now. That completes the hardware installation. No software installation files are provided with the product. Instead, the instructions point you to locations to download the files from. There are 3 of them in total. I downloaded FreeTrack from freetrack.net. First surprise? The product was last updated in November 2008, which predates Windows 8, my original installation OS, which was released on the 1st of August 2012. The instructions invite you to unpack and install the CLI patch, but note that there is no installation nor executable file to do that. Just extract the files to a place that's easy to access so you can use them later. I put mine on the desktop. Installing the CLI driver is a simple case of running the .exe file and following the prompts. To install FreeTrack, just run the downloaded exe file. Once installed, do not run it, as it may affect the rest of the installation. Instead, go to the next step in the provided instructions. Apply the CLI patch by extracting the downloaded files into the FreeTrack main folder, overwriting the files already there. We're now ready to run FreeTrack for the first time. Be sure to run it as an administrator. When loaded, click the Model button, select 3 points clip, and enter the settings provided in the instructions. Next, click Cam, select Camera, and for the source select PS3i Camera. Now click Stream. The instructions invite you to select 320 by 240 32 bits at 125 FPS. Next, click Camera and slide the gain and exposure sliders to the lowest possible setting. Finally, click Start. Adjust the threshold slider until FreeTrack can see the 3 distinct points from the TrackHat Clip only. Note that when I tried this, it didn't work for me. I needed to work with the settings a bit more. I found an article on the internet that helped enormously. Details in the show notes below. I recommend this for you if you find yourself having similar problems. If you'd like more information on setting up and using FreeTrack, download the manual from the same location that you downloaded the FreeTrack application from. Well, that's it. We now have FreeTrack installed. Time to move to FSX. Upon loading FSX, I heard a consistent bonging sound repeated every second, and I was unsure why. Eventually, I discovered that this was a dialog box launched by FreeTrack, stating that it had discovered a FreeTrack enabled application, in my case FSX Steam Edition, and it wanted me to enter a name for it. I did this only to be faced by another 20 or 30 dialog boxes that I needed to dismiss. Irritating and indicative of poor quality software. However, it's not the fault of TrackHat. This is a free track issue. I'll cover this and some of the other challenges I faced in my summary coming up shortly. I use EasyDock with FSX, and once inside FSX I found that free track worked flawlessly with EasyDock, a winning combination. All I had to do was to enable the TrackIR button in EasyDock for those views that I wanted to use my TrackHat Clip with. The initial effect is just awesome. I found myself smiling idiotically as I moved my head around and watched the effect on screen. My enjoyment was tarnished only slightly by the little amount of movement that you get by default. Clearly some adjustment would be useful. I set about adjusting the sensitivity and smoothing values found on the profile page in the settings section until I ended up with a balance that provided appropriate speed and stability for my preference. One of the things I don't like about any track equipment is that it provides an uncomfortable viewing experience in videos. This won't bother most users, but as I create videos, it's an important issue for me. The wearer is moving around the cockpit, doing what they need to do and enjoying the excellent functionality that TrackHat provides. However, for the viewer, the constant movement can make you feel downright queasy. To get around this, I usually set free track to work only in the captain or first officer positions. This is easy to do. Just set the EasyDock TIR button off for all cameras except for captain and first officer. I also adjust the settings to get a combination of speed and stability that can translate well for video recordings. In summary then, TrackHat have provided hardware that does exactly what it says on the tin. It works really well. However, my one grumble is the software that enables the product is, in my opinion, clunky, fragile and prone to regular crashes. It crashed a number of times on my test system, both under Windows 7 and Windows 8. The product would definitely benefit from improvement here. I wrote to James, the creator of TrackHat, before completing this review. He was only too well aware of the challenges presented by the software and told me he's now teamed up with OpenTrack. OpenTrack is much newer software and is actively developed. I was provided instructions on how to use it with the TrackHat Clip, but simply didn't have the time to do so before finishing this video. Expect a follow-up video shortly. In the final analysis though, is this product worth your money? Absolutely, categorically, definitely yes. If you're thinking of getting a piece of tracking hardware, give it a go. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
After ring up to Papa Sheriff, Aerosoft Nice, 2813 Sheriff. FSX Bell, Radar module observed key, passing level 2, climbing 110. Cześć, kolem 6 sekund, jest autonomata, właśnie na całe. Jakub. Long forward, 2,000 feet, long to the crucial outlet, let's go to 06. one more, you can do 2000, 103 approach, 103 approach, close established to 14. Barcelona approach, Barcelona. Dus die letters of bij een base of Barcelona? Base Barcelona. Barcelona was your good approach for established. Local Barcelona.
Thanks for watching.